we're going to discuss about the root system in vegetative morphology, plant morphology and taxonomy of Angiosperm. In vegetative morphology, we have discussed about the plant habit and habitat. And today we're going to discuss about the root system. So the root is a non-green, cylindrical and descending axis of the plant that usually grows into the soil, that is positively geotropic. So non-green means absence of chlorophyll. Cylindrical means cylinder shape. Ascending means it is away from the axis. Okay, it is going downwards from the axial region. It going downwards towards the soil. Okay, so that is called the ascending, that is descending axis of the plant. And it is positively geotropic, that is it grows towards the soil. Because of that it is called positively geotropic. It develops from the radicle, which is the first structure that comes out when a seed is placed in the soil. So when the seed is sown for germinate, that is sown in the soil, the seed germinate, and while germinating, the two, that is plumule and radicle appears. The first one is the radicle. It emerges from the seed and the radicle develops into the root system. The root is responsible for absorption of water and nutrients and anchoring of the plant. So the root functions are absorption, absorbing water and minerals from the soil, and anchoring means support the plant in the soil firmly. Okay. Characteristic features. So root is a descending portion of the plant axis. So it is the descending from the plant axis, it grows downwards. Okay, that is called descending portion of the plant axis. Generally non-green in color as it lacks chlorophyll. So no chlorophyll because no green color. Does not possesses nodes, internodes and buds. So it doesn't have nodes, internodes and buds. Okay, and the vegetative, that is the root, the rootaceae member, sweet potato, that is exception in sweet potato. The sweet potato has nodes, internodes and bud, and members of rootaceae. The root bears buds, which is helpful in vegetative propagation. So as normally the roots doesn't have nodes, internodes and buds, which is seen in the stem. So I will explain what is a node, internode and bud in shoot system. But in sweet potato, except in sweet potato and the members of rootaceae, they possesses buds, which is helpful in vegetative propagation. So vegetative propagation. So to propagate through the vegetative paths, the plant can be developed. That is called vegetative propagation. It bears root hairs. So the root hairs absorb minerals from the soil. It is positively geotropic and negatively phototropic in nature. Positive means it is grows towards the root is grows towards the soil. That is called positive geotropic. Geotropic means geo means soil. So it grows towards the soil. So it is positively geotropic, and negatively phototropic means it is away from the light. Okay. Regions of the root. The root tip is covered by a dome-shaped structure made up of parenchyma cells called root caps. So you can see the root cap, this portion, and this tip was the root tip. This portion is the root tip and it is protected by the root cap. Okay. It protects the meristematic cells in the apex. Okay, this root cap, that is the root cap, protects the meristematic cells are seen in the tip, and the root cap protects the meristematic cells. Okay, in pandas, the multiple root caps are present. So this they may ask in your 1 mark board as well as NEET exam. So in pandas there are multiple root caps. So a few millimeters above the root cap, the following three distinct zones can be classified. So from the above, you can see the three zones. Okay. Region of cell division, region of elongation, region of cell maturation. So after the root cap, you can see these three zones. The first zone is meristematic zone, second zone is zone of elongation, and third one is zone of maturation. Okay, this is meristematic means cell division. The cells goes on dividing and produces new cells. After the production of new cells, the cells has to elongate. That portion, this portion is called zone of elongation or region of elongation. After the elongation, the cells has to mature. So that region is called the zone of maturation. So this is the table where the root has the root zones. First futures, that is futures. The zone is meristematic zone. We will see the meristematic zone one by one. Okay, futures. First meristematic zone, the region of cell division. In meristematic zone, the position where it is seen just above the root cap. So this region, no, just above the root cap region, the meristematic region is seen. And types of cells, that is meristematic, the types of cells means the meristematic cells actively divide. So what is meristematic means? The cells goes on divide and produces new cells. And due to the production of new cells, the cell number is increased. That was seen here. And functions. So the function is, the main is seen in the growing tip. So growing tip, the root strength, that is the root is growing on at the tip region. So this is seen in the meristematic zone. Next, we move on to the zone of elongation. So after the region of maturity, that is meristematic, you can see the zone of elongation or region of elongation. So next it possesses a type of cells are elongated cells. Function is cells increases, that is lengthwise they increases and cause enlargement. You can see the enlargement, no? So this like this enlargement that can be seen, and the cell size is increased, that is elongated, and the enlargement can be seen here. Next, the zone of maturation. So just above the elongation zone, you can see the maturation zone. Okay. And matured, that is here you can see the differentiation of the cells. So differentiated cells can be seen in this zone. And the function is, that is epidermis, cortex, vascular bundles and hairs, everything was produced. So here the fully matured, that is epidermis, cortex and vascular bundles are developed, and you can see the root hair development also, which absorb the minerals and water from the soil. So that can be seen in this zone. Okay. So next, types of root system. You can see the taproot system and fibrous root system. So first we will see the taproot system. So the primary root is the direct elongation of the radicle. That is, when the seed was germinate, the radicle and plumule comes out. The radicle becomes the root. So the root formed from the radicle, it is called taproot system. Okay, it is called the taproot. The root formed from the radicle is called taproot. When the primary root continues, that is, it persists and continues to grow in dicotyledon and it forms the main root, that is called. So this is the primary, the radical group, that continues to grow and it forms the taproot. Okay, the main root, the taproot. Okay, this is seen in the dicots. Okay, two cotyledons. So the plants which possesses two cotyledons, it is called dicotyledons. So the taproot produces lateral roots that further branch into fine roots. That is, it has the branches. So it shows the branches, lateral roots, and the lateral roots have tertiary, that is secondary, tertiary and root hairs are seen in the taproot system. Lateral roots along with the branches together called secondary roots. As I say, no, That is, this is the lateral roots, and this they can call it as the secondary root. This is primary root and this is secondary root, and the small hair-like structure that is called tertiary roots. Okay. Adventitious roots. So adventitious roots means the fibrous root system. Other than the radical developed into the root, that root is called fibrous root system. So in a plant, other than the radical developed into the root, it is called fibrous root system or adventitious root system. So it may developed from the base of the stem or nodes or internodes. So think this is the stem. Okay. And here the leaf arises. And here one leaf arises. The portion where the leaf arises, that portion is called node. And the distance between the two nodes is called internodes. If the root that arises from the node or internode or from the base of the stem, that is called adventitious roots. Example, Monstera delicosa, Piper nigrum. These are the example for adventitious roots. In most of the monocots, the primary root is short-lived. Okay, and the lateral roots are raised from the various regions of the plant body. So, the characteristic feature of monocot in root is adventitious or fibrous root system because the radical is short-lived. Only the lateral roots we have developed. The lateral roots are from the other parts of the plant body. So they looks like a bunch thread-like structure. So it looks like a, so this is bunch thread-like structure. No, it looks like a thread-like structure in a bunch. So it is called fibrous root system. This is found in grasses. Example, Oryza sativa, that is called as rice. Eleusine corecana. Eleusine corecana. You can remember anyone. Oryza sativa is easy. That is rice name. Functions of root. So the root functions, two types of functions, primary and secondary. Primary function is absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So absorption of the water and minerals from the soil. Help to anchor it, that is support the plant to support in the soil firmly. Secondary function, that is the additional functions. So they are called the secondary functions. So there are so much modification can be seen in this secondary types, and hope you understand the topic. If you have any doubts, post your doubts in the comment box. Give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to Science Easy Tech channel.